Welcome back to another cup. Today I'm going to be talking about my default recipe with the Hario V60 Neo and the switch base. I'm really convinced that the Neo is it's good, has a really fast flow rate, it retains heat really well, and it just has a really nice personality. The profiles that come out of the Neo is very vibrant. It's really flexible. It could go from really light flavors to dense flavors or round. I haven't had any muted tones. When it's paired with the switch base, it gets really sweet really nicely. So I think, I've done small upgrades to it, like I've gotten this stainless steel switch lever from Foundry Coffee. Let's talk about the other pieces of gear. So I'm using the ZP6 set at 4, and I'm using Cafec Abaca papers. So I've had the Neo for about 3 months now, and I've used it very extensively. I think it's honestly one of the best pieces of gear in the market right now for pour over drippers. It's a vibrant profile. It's really flexible where it can have like a really dense flavor or a really light flavor. It retains heat really well with the trit-on plastic. The chambers allow for a really nice flow rate, and the switch base allows you to control a lot of the variables you might want to change, such as sweetness, sourness, acidity, bitterness, and clarity. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the V60 Neo, and you know what? It's just a fantastic product. Let's go over the other pieces of gear that I'm talking about today. I'm using the EasyPresso ZP6. The ZP6 just lets you grind without any microfines, so you're really grinding for what you want. So I really like it because it just reflects your decisions. So there's a lot of things that you can do. The ZP6 is really flexible, and it works across all different varietals, but I found that it works best with anaerobics and washed processes. But that doesn't mean to say that it doesn't work against anything. The last piece of the puzzle I want to talk about is the filter. It's the Cafec Abaca paper filter. I'm a huge fan of the Abaca, and amongst my roster of different paper filters that I use, I found that the Hario 02 filter has a little bit of a papery taste, even through rinsing. I'm not the biggest fan of the 02s, but I think it's the most available. They do have a distinct papery characteristic that I can taste, but to be honest, it's more of a if you can taste it or not. I don't prefer these, but at the same time, they're the most popular filter, so it's you can't hate them because they're going to be used everywhere. The other filter that I want to talk about really quickly is the T90s. These are pretty good. I like them a lot. They do have a little bit of a papery taste to them, even after rinsing, but it flows slightly slower than the Abaca. And also it does have a little bit of a papery taste, but if you can't get your hands on Abaca paper, because sometimes it's sold out or it's just, unavailable, the T90s are an excellent alternative. And you know what? I use them pretty frequently, but my 100% preferred paper filter is the Abacas. I have all my recipes written down in this book. My default recipe with the V60 Neo, the base recipe that I'll be using is 14 grams at a 1:15 ratio. I'll use 92-degree water, and then the ZP6 is set at 4. My pouring recipe is, with the switch closed, I'll bloom for 45 grams, and then at 30 seconds, I'll pour to 110, and then at 1:15, I'll open the switch, and then at 1:30, I'll pour to 210, and then let it draw down for a total brew time of 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Your times may vary, but it's not the most important thing, but just if it's going over 5 minutes, then you have a problem. So let's get started. I'm gonna do a live demonstration. So as my water is boiling, I like to just prep all the gear. I'll do my filter first because I know that I'm gonna pour in, and then we're gonna measure out 14 grams. Today's beans, we're gonna be using Shy Ghost, Ethiopia, Tamiru Anaerobic Naturals. The flavor notes are raspberry, grape, and rose wine. So you're gonna have a little bit of that sour tardiness into a really, really nice, dense grape flavor. And then from there, it's gonna end off into a nice florally, slightly tannin flavor that everybody knows as rose wine. So measured out 14. Beautiful aroma, smells just like really, really nice wine. Make sure it's set at 4. So I like to start from the center, but then I quickly swirl out to the side once we get to 45. So it's just a nice gentle saturation. Usually finish pouring around 10 seconds, 12 seconds. You see a nice release of all the carbon dioxide. 30 seconds, we're gonna pour to 110. This second pour should build the body that we're going after, that nice syrupy flavor. And this is just a really nice circular pour to 110. And it gives us about 30 seconds of nice immersion building for flavor, dissolves any of the solubles that are possible. And then at 1:15, when we release the switch, the percolation pulls out all the nice flavors that we're going after. Here we go. As it draws down, should be close to around 130, 135. That's when you want to start pouring, up to 210. And what I like to do is pull down the sides, and then at the last 30 milliliters, I like to do a really high center pour down the middle to 210. So we're getting a really nice percolation, though all the microfines are being pushed to the sides, and we're just getting a really, really nice even drawdown and a good extraction. One thing I've noticed about the V60 Neo is even though it looks like it's going to clog up, it actually doesn't. So don't be too scared about clogging unless you are grinding really fine. But for the most part, the V60 Neo, it doesn't usually clog. So just, you know, trust the process. So as we're nearing around 240 right now, the bed's exposed and we should be right on mark at 245. So close the switch, move it over. The wet aroma is a really, really nice rose wine flavor. The tardiness of the raspberry is coming in as well. And the grape is just like, you know that there's a really, really nice sweetness to it. Oh yeah. Oh great. Wow. So we get really, really nice notes of raspberry that enter your tongue, has that really, really nice tardiness, the sourness that you're kind of looking after. And then it goes really, really nicely into a grape body. Really sweet. It's like a white grape, like a table grape, I guess. It's a very just like a nice sweetness, very, very candy-like. And then it goes into a really nice rose wine finish, that winey flavor, and just settles there, but there's no lingering aftertaste. Oh yeah, this is great. The sweetness is there, the sourness is there. We got that nice rose, like dense body. This is absolutely fantastic. Let me know in the comments if you're thinking about getting the Neo and if this video helped you. Please join my Discord. You know, we talk about various topics there, but I have one dedicated channel for the ZP6 and Neo combination. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.